Hello everyone. On the 6th of January, Pope Leo will formally bring to a close the Jubilee Year of Hope. It is fitting that this Jubilee ends on the Feast of the Epiphany, when we celebrate the revelation of Jesus Christ, the Prince of Peace. The wise men who travel from distant lands symbolize that Christ's light is for every race, nation and time. The Epiphany reminds us that God's love knows no borders and His peace is offered to all. Even though the Jubilee Year of Hope concludes, Christian hope itself does not end. It cannot end. Through Jesus Christ, we possess a firm, unshakable assurance that no matter what unfolds in our world, no matter what trials confront us personally, darkness and evil will never have the final word. This hope, however, is increasingly difficult to hold on to. We live in a world moving closer to the edge of destruction. The continuing war in Ukraine threatens to ignite a wider conflict. Sudan and Syria are scarred by bitter and unrelenting conflicts. The situation in Gaza remains fragile, its people exhausted by violence and hunger. At the same time, injustice continues to grow as some world leaders enrich themselves while ignoring the cries of their own people. The gulf between rich and poor grows each year. The wealthiest 5% of the world's population now owns roughly 3/4 of global wealth. This means that billions of people now live without any semblance of comfort, security or dignity. Such inequality is more than an economic problem. It is a moral and spiritual time bomb that threatens to explode and devastate the earth, God's gift to us. In his World Day of Peace message, Pope Leo reminds us that peace is not automatic. It is a gift, one that must be lived, cultivated and safeguarded. If not, he warns us that aggression spreads into domestic and public life. The Holy Father cautions us against believing that peace is achieved by preparing for war, falling into what he calls the irrationality of relations between nations built on fear, domination and force, rather than justice, trust and respect for human dignity. In such a world, it is easy to feel small and powerless, but we as a Christian community are not powerless. While alone we may seem insignificant, together as a people we possess a mighty voice, a voice capable of crying out, "Stop!" A voice able to proclaim a hope that is not passive or sentimental, but active and transformative. If we do not stand together for the values we profess, we will surely fall together into a future marked by misery and pain. As we step into 2026, we must begin to raise our voices with new conviction. The hope we have celebrated, prayed for and reflected upon throughout this past Jubilee year must now become tangible and effective. It is time to stand unequivocally with those who suffer, with victims of aggression and injustice, to defend the poor and to protect the environment that strains under the weight of human greed. In our own Archdiocese of Armagh, we look forward in hope to a major event this year, the Diocesan Congress on Youth, Family and Faith, that will take place in March. Over the past year, we've been working with the parishes and schools to prepare for this gathering. We have consulted with a large number of people, reflecting on their responses and discerning proposals to put before the Congress that will place young people and families at the centre of our pastoral planning in the years ahead. May the seeds of hope planted during this Jubilee year in our diocese and throughout the world begin to bear fruit in the year ahead. And may 2026 be a year in which our Christian witness helps build a world more worthy of Jesus, the Prince of Peace. I pray that all of you will have a peaceful, blessed and hope-filled New Year.